Welcome to HOESEN. I'm so happy to be back in Pittsburgh to share this special weekend concert with you. This is also one of my favorite times of the year as we have just announced our exciting plans for next season. Considering what cold temperatures have surrounded us these last weeks, and I promise that I'm not responsible for bringing the frigid air from the mountains of my native Austria, it is a bit ironic that we will perform a piece called Cantus Arcticus for you. Written by the Finnish composer LAUVER, it is fascinating how the composer uses actual recorded bird songs from the Arctic Circle and weaves it into the fabric of the music. You will also hear a bird of a very different feather, Stravinsky's enchanting suite from the Firebird. The music is incredibly rhythmic, but also tells a poetic story. When he wrote this ballet, Stravinsky was an unknown composer. This work launched Stravinsky's international career, and the Firebird continues to live on as an inspiring and magical masterpiece. I'm particularly excited on this program to accompany two of our great and amazing Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra musicians, concertmaster Noah Bendix-Belkley and principal violist Randolph Kelly, who will perform together Mozart's beloved Sinfonia Concertante. As a former viola player myself, I'm extremely happy that Mozart, also a viola player, chose to give voice to the solo viola in this work. Here to tell you more about their collaboration are our two great soloists.
The Mozart Sinfonia Concertante is the best known and perhaps the greatest example of a genre, Sinfonia Concertante, that was quite common in the classical era, which is a concerto for more than one instrument, often many more than one instrument, but this one is for two, for the violin and the viola.
I was talking to a colleague just a few days ago, and they said to me, what is the hardest passage in the Mozart Sinfonia Concertante? And I looked at this person, I said, every note. It's Mozart.
Personally, I think that the last passage on the last page that we play is particularly difficult and a little bit mean of Mozart to write it there, because after we've been playing for half an hour, he gives first the viola and then the violin this lick that starts at the very bottom of the instrument. It goes all the way to the very top and then jumps to the bottom and then to the top again. And that's the last thing you hear from either of the soloists.
Right.
As a section player, we in the violin section are in unison with each other in most parts of the concert. So as we're playing, it's easy to follow the concertmaster and the conductor and make sure that you are in time and you're playing in the right part of the bow and that you're not sticking out. Then there are parts of the concert where we'll be resting, and this is when I become the most nervous, because at some point you have to start playing again. And when you start playing, you want to make sure that it's with everyone else and not by yourself for an accidental solo. So when we're sitting there, we are counting in our heads how long we're supposed to be resting for. So it's a little less restful than it appears. And eventually, when the music is supposed to start again for us, we hope we have counted correctly and we are following the right cues and come in all together.
Music like Stravinsky's Firebird needs magic. It's based on a Russian folktale that has many variations. One particularly dark one has Prince Ivan being killed by his brothers, cut to little pieces, left for dead, only to be discovered by a sympathetic wolf, who then extorts 2 bottles of magic water from a family of crows and uses one to reconstitute him, one to revive him, to send him off to the castle triumphant. Luckily, Stravinsky didn't use this version in the music you're about to hear. It's a story with bright spots, dark spots, and magic. Sometimes in a rehearsal, Maestro Hanek will be seeking a certain sound from us and then relate to us an eloquent story with great detail. And the next playthrough, transforms the sound of the orchestra, almost as if by magic. In that magical transformative spirit, I would like to now invoke for you my inner Ivan to bring a little musical taste of what is to come.
I thought that you would enjoy a little behind-the-scenes look at my role as principal harpist in this concert. The most difficult part of my job is tuning the 47 colored strings on the harp, which I must do multiple times a day. You might even see me tuning softly during the concert. I try to arrive approximately 1 hour before the start of the rehearsal and concert in order to get the harp well in tune so that it can sound like this. If I did not tune well, it might sound something like this. Pretty awful, don't you think?
Enjoy the performance.